Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Hey everyone, I'm in Allie's apartment today and she's coming to sit next to me now. Here she is. I've got Allie Fink here with me today, and we are about to do a really fun video for you. Before we get started, give this video a thumbs up to let me know that you love Allie and that you want her in more of my content. And don't forget to hit that red subscribe button down below to be alerted every single time a new video goes live, which is ideally once a week. I try. In today's video, we are each going to be choosing 5 items that we own that are really meaningful to us, and we're gonna share them with you. It's raining. Today's video is sponsored by Lightbox Jewelry. I will get into them a little bit down the line in the video, but I'm so excited to tell you about their really cool lab-grown diamonds, so stay tuned. And now we're just gonna dive into some of our all-time favorite items that mean the most to us. So I'll go first. The thing that probably just means the most to me in terms of my childhood and carrying a lot of meaning is my childhood doll. And I'm gonna say doll, but I do have 2. There's Pinky and Blue Boy. So Pinky was the pink version, Blue Boy was the blue version. They were the exact same doll, and I carried them with me everywhere. I actually made a recent post on my Instagram telling the story of how one time on a family trip, we were on a bus and I was carrying Blue Boy with me and I dropped him beneath the bus seat. The driver stopped at our stop and was like, everyone's gotta get off. My family was crawling around on the floor of the bus to try to find Blue Boy, but he must have slid when the bus stopped and we couldn't find him. So we essentially had to get off and leave Blue Boy behind. Whenever I think about that, I want to shed a single tear. Because how sad is that?
Very sad.
Blue Boy's just lost in the world, hopefully traveling.
Maybe some other child's got Blue Boy.
I hope. I mean, I can only hope that Blue Boy's been rescued. I used to take these dolls and sleep with them in my mouth. I used to have my parents wet their hands and feet before bed, and then I would like suck them dry all night. And I actually recently found them when I went home a couple weekends ago, and their hands and feet are just disheveled. They're so meaningful to me. I will honestly keep them forever and definitely will show them to my own children one day.
Pinky.
Who is this?
How's she doing?
Who is it?
Pinky. I love her.
My first thing kind of builds on Lucie's, but I do have a doll, a childhood doll. Her name is Baby. I don't know if I would call her a doll so much. She's kind of like a stuffed animal, but she has like a hard head. She's really terrifying, honestly, but she was my #1 go-to every night, every day, carry around everywhere. I also would take Baby's hand, and Baby was made out of like a silky material, so I would take Baby's hand and rub it up against my lip every night.
I remember that.
And it was like so smooth and like really did something to my nervous system and calmed me down. In order to preserve the memory of this doll, I decided that I would put all of my most special childhood possessions in these really cool modern white trunks. So now that I'm back in the city, I have the trunks in my apartment, and Baby is inside of the trunks along with many other special things from my childhood, but it's just a very nice way to preserve all of those memories in a space without feeling like you're just surrounded by a lot of junk.
Did you draw that?
Mm-hmm. Her soft arms.
Yeah. We love her.
She doesn't really have anything in her body anymore.
Item number 2 for me, now we're getting to more, the 2021 era of my life, AirPods. And not just any AirPods, but my noise-canceling Apple AirPods. These I couldn't live without. I literally listen to podcasts all day, every day as I'm doing any sort of home activity, cleaning, cooking, showering. Yes, I listen to my AirPods in the shower. A lot of people really don't understand how I do that, but
including me.
I basically only wash my hair about once a week. So all the other times I'm showering, I have this huge shower cap over my head that covers my ears. So I put my AirPods in, I hold them down so that the noise cancels away. And I'm telling you, if this is what the street sounds like in a normal setting, when you cancel the noise, this is what it sounds like. Seriously, it's like borderline dangerous to wear them walking down the street because someone could be yelling at you or honking a horn and you would not hear. It is quiet. But I wear them in the apartment all the time. I cancel the noise and then I go through my whole shower soaking up information. I don't know how anyone showers without AirPods, but these AirPods have just become such an educational tool for me. I've honestly learned so much through audiobooks and podcasts because of this technology, and it's given me the ability to do it on my own time. Even if there's other people in the space, I can just pop my AirPods in and be alone.
My next item is a bit random, but I love it in my space, and that item is the Smeg toaster. It's kind of random. I don't use it all that often, honestly. I have Waffle Fridays every Friday morning, and that's probably when my toaster gets the most use. I just love the way that the Smeg appliances look. There's something super cool and like alien-like about them. Sort of like outer space mixed with submarine. I don't know, it's a very cool modern vibe, and I love how I don't have to have just like a big stainless steel appliance just taking up space that makes my countertop a little cluttered and not so easy on the eyes. So I have the Smeg, which is perfect because I don't mind keeping it out at all times. It almost kind of looks like a sculpture in a weird way.
We used to go to the architecture and design show every year, and we would always obsess over the Smeg appliances in the kitchen, specifically the toasters and the refrigerators, you know, like the arched fridge. That is kind of our dream kitchen appliance for a future home. So for now, we actually both have Smeg toasters.
I want everything to be part of the design of the apartment. I don't want anything to stand out as an eyesore.
Item number 3 for me, another techie gadget, is my first ever vlogging camera. This was the Canon G7X. It was the point and shoot camera. This was really the first camera that I ever got for my YouTube vlogging career. I got it when I was at Refinery 29. It's so lightweight, it is so small, and it's just a point and shoot, meaning the lenses don't detach. You can't, separate the lens and the body. Instead, you just press one button, the lens goes, and you're rolling. I think places like Disneyland, places like that, don't always let you bring DSLR cameras with detachable lenses, and they don't want people coming in and doing a whole film shoot. So if you just have a point and shoot digital camera that nothing needs to come off and it's just super easy to shoot, that is really a useful thing to have in your toolkit as a creator. The f-stop on that camera was really beautiful. It allowed for a nice depth of field. And lastly, it had that flip-up screen on it. Remember that?
Yeah.
So the camera I'm shooting on now, it flips to the side. So right now I'm looking at myself, and you can tell I'm not looking at you, but the Canon G7X, it flipped up. I love that camera. I actually still have it.
My next item, or items that fit into one category, is my bedding. I bought all of my bedding for this apartment from Parachute Home. It was actually before I moved back into the city that I came in to the city for a weekend to spend it with you. And we walked into the Parachute store in Soho, I think it was. There were lovely sales associates in the store, and I was very, very attracted to the linen sets that they had. It brought such a natural, earthy vibe into the apartment that I was really, really going for.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like one of the other reasons why it was so meaningful to you to get this new bedding set was because, after going through a breakup, I'm sure anyone that's gone through a breakup can identify with the feeling of like just wanting a fresh bed.
Yeah, just totally new. My color is blush. It's feminine, it's all what I want and nothing that anyone else wants, so it's perfect for me.
Number 4 for me are these lab-grown diamonds that I'm wearing from Lightbox Jewelry. You can see in my ear right now I have a white stud in the middle, and then I have a pinkish tone towards the back. This set was gifted to me by Allie and our brother Robbie back when I first started my company, Lucie Fink Media. It was the most thoughtful gift ever. And I shift them around a lot, and I pair them with different pieces in my everyday jewelry collection. But right now I'm loving the current lineup on my ear. This right ear has 3 piercings, so I always love switching up the arrangement. And Lightbox is sponsoring today's YouTube video, so now I'm gonna tell you all about them and tell you why we love them. So first and foremost, something you should know is that my siblings and I have this ongoing text chain with each other where we're just constantly sending articles of really cool technology or cool products, new things that are popping up that we want the others to see. And a couple of years ago, the 3 of us got into this whole deep dive exploration into laboratory grown diamonds. We're all very science oriented people, I would say, so we were just fascinated by the process of how they're grown. And so for people out there who don't know what lab grown diamonds are or how they're made, Sit back and prepare to be amazed. Lab-grown diamonds are chemically and optically identical to natural mined diamonds. They both consist of pure carbon in a cubic crystalline form, and the difference between lab-grown diamonds and natural diamonds is how they're formed and how rare they are. So natural diamonds form, below the surface of the earth, and they take millions of years to grow down there. Whereas lab-grown diamonds can be grown in a laboratory by scientists in a period of just a few weeks, which is honestly amazing for people out there who are looking for a more affordable option without having to compromise the quality of the stone. So here's the cool sciencey part. Science time. We're taking you into the lab now. Lab-grown diamonds from Lightbox are grown using a method called CVD, which stands for chemical vapor deposition. You start with a tiny lab diamond, almost like a seed, and then depending on the technology used, there's a combination of heat, pressure, and a carbon source that are used to make the crystals grow layer by layer. And as the temperature climbs thousands and thousands of degrees, the gas molecules break apart and then carbon atoms basically bond to the seeds and kind of grow them one layer at a time. So you're kind of just growing a diamond under pressure. So a lot of people, including myself, when I first learned about lab-grown diamonds, get a little bit confused and think, how could these possibly look like natural diamonds if they're grown in a lab? And people think that the finished product must somehow be visibly different. But optically, lab-grown diamonds and mined diamonds are identical. They have the same hardness, they sparkle just as bright. Really, the only difference is the process and how they're made. And because they're made in a lab, Lightbox can keep the prices really affordable. So you can compare this to the cost of any natural diamonds that you know of or that you already own. But when it comes to Lightbox, they are priced at $800 per carat plus the cost of setting. And as that carat number goes down, the cost goes down proportionally. So if you were getting half a carat, it would cost $400. A quarter carat is $200 plus the cost of setting. I feel like I wanted to include this one on my list of special items, obviously because it was a gift from my two favorite people in the world, but also because I know lab-grown diamonds are not really the exact same category as different items of wearable tech, like an Apple Watch or an Aura ring or something like that. But I definitely do consider these earrings to be at the intersection of fashion and technology. Like, I feel really in the know wearing these. And I'm really excited to share them with you today, especially for those of you who have continued to ask me about affordable everyday jewelry options. I feel like these couldn't be more perfect. And you probably already know that I personally have space in my jewelry collection for natural diamonds and for lab-grown diamonds. So my engagement ring or things like family heirlooms are natural mined diamonds. But the affordability of these lab-grown studs just makes me feel like they're a great everyday piece that I can wear with just a little bit less worry. I'm not consumed all day that I'm gonna drop them or break them or lose them. They just feel like an everyday piece that looks great. So I felt like this was the perfect video for Lightbox to sponsor because I feel like it does really strike that perfect balance between the old and the new, and kind of like the list that I'm sharing today, there are some items on this list that are super old family favorites, and then there are newer techie items. The jewelry from Lightbox makes a really great elevated gift for those special life moments. I thought it was the sweetest and coolest gift to get a present for, like, congratulations, you have your own business. That was so sweet. You guys didn't have to do that, but it meant the world to me. And I'm linking Lightbox down below for you so you can check them out if you're interested in learning about this fashion and tech intersection. I think it's really cool and I would love to know what your favorite pieces are.
My next item is my Sonos speaker. My Sonos speaker is in my home. It's on my TV stand. It's white, it's sleek. It, again, does not stick out like an eyesore in the apartment. Music is probably what's been the number one most important thing to me in the last year. The pandemic without music would have been a very rough time for me. Specifically,
Taylor Swift.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say, actually, was specifically Folklore, which was Taylor's album that she released during the pandemic. Just having the Sonos speaker in my apartment allows me to basically play music through Spotify at any part of the day. It's obviously a bit harder for me to listen to music when I work. The second I'm done with work for the day, you better believe that that speaker goes on. I turn to my Spotify, I start playing around with my daily mixes, making playlists, whatever it is. It just allows me to totally escape and just release any stress from the day, dive into new artists. If anyone does not have a speaker and loves music, I would suggest you get one because it really enhances the listening experience at home.
I feel like music is to you what podcasts are to me.
Yeah, I haven't quite made the dive into podcasts. If I'm not working, I really can't be in my apartment without listening to music.
Right.
AirPods are the other thing that probably would have made their way onto my list next because the second I leave my apartment, they're in, and I love listening.
Wait, I have a funny story.
What?
Allie literally can't stop listening to music. Like, she's not lying. And there are so many days when I'm with her in New York City and we're out together, like we're walking down the street and she's chatting with me, and then she turns and she's listening to music in the other ear while she's hanging out with me.
Can anyone else relate to just music like enhancing every second of life?
Item number 5 for me, my last item on this list, is my pillow. Anyone who knows me really well knows that I don't travel without my pillow. I don't sleep anywhere without my pillow. I love my pillow. It is perfect. It's the perfect marshmallow consistency. I literally take it with me every single place I go, and it gets so small. I just like squish it down and roll it up and then shove it in my bag. I'm one of those people who I can't just use any pillow. I have to use the pillow that I love. I think it's a down pillow, but it's really soft and light and kind of thin. I'm similar to my mom in this way. I remember we once went on a trip in Europe and we spent time at this hotel, and then we left the hotel to drive to a completely new part of the country.
Like hours away.
Hours away. And then we had to go back because my mom left her pillow. I understand the feeling, Mom.
The last item on my list was a move-in gift from Lucy when I first moved into my apartment. And that is my Always pan. I'm not sure exactly what the color is called. I think it might be terracotta. It's a very light, sort of blush pink orangey tone. If you've seen the apartment tour video that Lucy did, it fits perfectly in with the color scheme of my apartment. And I love to cook. One thing that was really important to me when I moved out of my last space was getting rid of the gazillion pots and pans that I had that didn't stack into one another, that made a cabinet like absolute nightmare, and just really simplifying down my kitchen equipment. So the Always pan really serves as that for me because you can use it for so many different purposes. It's sleek, it's very, very functional, and it looks so nice that sometimes I just leave it out on my stove and it doesn't bother me. So I love that, and it's really enhanced my cooking experience.
I mentioned in a previous video that I got the Always pan in that exact color from my friend Parvati in India, and then I opened it, ran to get the exact same one for Allie as a move-in, welcome to your new apartment gift. And ever since then, our parents got an Always pan. Michael and I actually got 2 more. They work really well and they're so beautiful, and they're kind of just like our favorite kitchen go-to.
It makes it easier for one because it's better quality equipment, but it just more fun to be cooking with something that you love, so why not check it out?
I'm really excited to hear down in the comments what are some of your favorite belongings. Everything from, those old baby dolls that you used to carry around to the latest piece of technology that you currently use every single day. Let us know down below what you love. Thank you again to Lightbox for sponsoring this video. I'm putting the link for them down below so you can check them out, and we will see you next time right here on YouTube. Bye everyone!
See ya!